Welcome back to another edition of Mock Draft Fridays. This is episode 5. Yes, where's episode 4? Don't worry, guys. I will be posting episode 4 along with episode 5. So we will be doing a double upload. Don't worry about it. So you guys wondering why I failed to do episode 4. So unfortunately, I had some issues. Technology was a pain in the butt. I couldn't even find a perfect time to upload a video, especially when I had so many events going on in college. School has been a hassle for me, having to get ready for registration, having to study for finals. Ultimately, it was not fun having to do that. But ultimately, I try to find a perfect time to do live streams. I try to find a perfect time to make content for you guys, for you to enjoy, and hopefully that you should enjoy this potentially the final episode of Mock Draft Fridays. There's a chance that I might squeeze in one mock draft on Wednesday, but on Monday, just to let you know, I will be doing a live stream with the boys on a large mock draft party. That way, we're going to get all of each other's ideas of what we should draft. Should we trade or not? Should we go offense or defense in the first round? That is going to be the biggest updates. And don't worry, this upcoming Sunday, we'll be doing a live stream on day 3 sleepers on defense. So if you guys want to see all of that, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up button on your way in and that you are subscribed to this channel. Is the best way to help us support me and the boys at Patriots Clubhouse. And without further ado, let's get this show started. And we will start with episode 5 of Mock Draft Friday. So as you know, we're going to do 7. We're going to do fast just so we can save some time. Exit the ads. Let's do consensus. Let's go with Patriots. And let's begin. So the theme for episode 5 of this is what makes the most sense for the Patriots. What do I think could be the most reasonable pick for the New England Patriots? So I'm looking here and I see we got some good, decent players. We got, okay, I'm not liking the options, but hey, let's just go with what makes sense. So ultimately, everybody knows everybody wants to see us going defense. So let's take a look at defense. So I'm looking at edge, and if we want to be reasonable, let's take a look at some of the edge rushers. No to Zion Young because, 1, I do not like his technique, his stat raw. But 2, I do not like his off-the-field issue. So ultimately, I'm going to cross out Zion Young. When I look at the other 3 guys, TJ Parker, Cassius Howell, Gabe Hawkes, I love Gabe Hawkes, but is he worth a first-rounder? Cassius Howell, I like him, but there are some techniques here and there. And not to mention, he does also have short arms. TJ Parker, I liked him during his sophomore year. My problem with him is not just him, but also with the program he was part of, which is Clemson. And we all know Clemson was a huge disaster. And so could he be developmental type? Could he be a starter for us? Yes. Is there things here and there he can work on? Yes. Obviously, he didn't start off well, but ultimately he finished strong. But no one should forget about his sophomore season where basically he had one of his best seasons. Could he replicate what he can do during a sophomore season? We shall see. So ultimately, I'll go for TJ Parker. Okay, let's take a look here. Ultimately, I want to go linebacker. So my thought process for why we should go linebacker in the second round instead of like the future rounds, because you don't know what you're going to get. And you may be thinking, why can't you take receiver in the second round? Typically, Patriots struggle when it comes to identifying wide receivers in the first 2 rounds. We shall see if we can get a gem in Kyle Williams in the 3rd round when he bulks up and gets the huge production from what's left of Stephon Diggs. I want to take a linebacker because I don't like the depth behind Christian Ellis and Robert Spillane. Not to mention, Robert Spillane is getting up in age. Christian Ellis is not going to be here long term. I don't think KJ Britt is going to be a huge factor. So, in my opinion, Jay Golday would be a perfect option for me. Okay, Bryce Lance or Malachi Fields? Let's take a look at wide receiver, shall we? I think let's take a look at tight end as well. I like Deshaun Stribling. He had an interview with not an interview, a top 30 visit with the New England Patriots. Okay. Does he have? Let me just look at the traits. I don't hate him at this value, but is it gonna be worth it? Probably not. So I'll save him for later. Bryce Lance, I get it, he's raw, but I think that with a big body type, he could thrive with Drake May. I think Todd Downing, excuse me, and Josh McDaniels, these two could get the most out of him. So let's see how it pans out with Bryce Lance. Okay, I'm going to look at tight end. Let's see if there's any tight ends we can look into. Cornerback, I'm not into cornerback yet. Actually, you know what? Let's look into cornerback because you may never know about the depth behind the cornerback. We can improve the strength of the cornerback. So we got Will Lee. He's interesting, but if we want to get a tall dude, Julian Neal. I think we could get Julian Neal out of Arkansas. I think he could be a reasonable one. Maybe go defense. Well, you're going to have to go defense, but defensive tackle because we want to fill holes for what's left of Kyrie's Tonga, who's now with the Chiefs. So I might take Caleb Proctor. It doesn't hurt. Okay, at some point I want to get tight end. I want to look into tight end. I'm a huge fan of Kozio, but I don't think Kozio is worth the value. So maybe get Daquan right out of Ole Miss. Oh, Kozio's still out there? Okay, I'll take him. I'll take him for there. Okay, oh my gosh. Jeff Caldwell and Eli Heinrich is there. I want to risk it for the biscuit. Let's go Eli Heinrich. From what I heard when I watched that Army-Navy game, he was like a Swiss Army. You could put him at running back. You could put him at tight end. You could put him at wide receiver. I think we should get Eli Heinrich. But then again, I want to go Jeff Caldwell. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. I can't pick which. But let's go Heinrich for the sake of doing so. But then again, I like Jeff Caldwell. You know what? I'm going to go Eli Heinrich. It wouldn't make sense to go wide receiver again. It would make sense to go linebacker though again. So I can take Jack Kelly out of BYU. Okay, we could go running back because my problem is I don't trust Jennings as running back 3. Plus, you need a kick returner to replace Antonio Gibson since we had issues at kick returner when Antonio Gibson went down. So I think we can go Adam Randall in this situation. Plus, he's a big dude. He can make moves here and there. So, okay. I know that the Patriots are looking into quarterback because they did so last year. So What I see here is Sawyer Robertson. He's a decent backup quarterback. He could be like your he could be like your QB3. So like you have Drake May, you got Tommy DeVito. But let's see what other quarterbacks. I love Joe Fagotto too. I watch a lot of UConn, so maybe go Sawyer Robertson. Let's just go Sawyer Robertson. I love Joe Fagotto, but you want what's the best quarterback available to develop and then get assets out of it for a future draft. So I'll go Sawyer Robertson when it comes to quarterback. Obviously, he's not going to be your quarterback 1 or 2, but he's going to be your quarterback 3. So looking at the draft, solid draft. Not the worst, not the best. So we got our edge rusher. We got our 2 linebackers. We got our 2 wide receivers. We got a cornerback just because you don't know what you're going to get out of Carlton Davis. I love Carlton Davis, but we don't know if he's going to have another healthy season like he had last year. Getting a defensive tackle, yes, it sounds weird, but in the end, you'll get good results when basically you need a guy who is good against the run. I like the 2 tight ends we got. Running back is a sneaky need considering that we need a running back. But looking back at the draft, if there's one thing I could fix is getting offensive linemen because you don't know what you're going to get for offensive linemen. So that maybe I can fix in a future draft, but we shall see. But thank you guys so much for joining in this edition of Mock Draft Fridays. Don't worry, guys. I will be posting episode 4 and episode 5 together. So don't worry about that. If you guys want to see a future content like this, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up on your way out and that you are subscribed to this channel. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, go Pats.